Welcome to Whisky Ace. I'm Mike Gill. On last week's show I did say that I would have a guest, and unfortunately I don't. I'll tell you why. Because I actually went to a wine ace, and when Whisky Ace and a wine ace got together, had pizza, drank great wine and whiskey, it got late. And so what I did is I did manage to taste the whiskey that we're going to taste tonight with Danny. Danny Hewitt, a colleague of mine in Halifax, Nova Scotia, a sommelier, wine writer for the Halifax magazine, and I wanted to get his point of view on a good single malt that had been finished in a wine cask. And on last week's whiskyace.com we had all about grape and grain and whether they went together or not. We think they do. And the one that I have that I really wanted to talk to Danny about is Sassicaia. Now Sassicaia is one of the most sought out wines that you could ever imagine. It's very different for Italian wine because it's really a Bordeaux style. 85% Cab Sauvignon, 15% Cab Franc. And what the Isle of Arran distillery did is they found a very, very good Sassicaia cask, first fill as we call it, which means that it's been filled once with whiskey. Prior to that, it had Sassicaia wine. And what I wanted to know really is whether or not a wine expert would pick up any of the characteristics of Sassicaia wine. And it was quite fun and unusual. And so what I'm going to do is I'll actually pour a little bit of this. It's a single cask and it's at 55%. So more or less it's original. It hasn't had to come down in alcohol in any way, shape or form. So it is 55 and that means it's strong. Normally, you know me, Whisky Ace, I'd have an ice cube. But I was with a sommelier last night, so decided we'd go with the spring water route. And what happened is I put in a tiny bit of spring water. Okay, hope you saw that. To open it up, obviously. And Danny said, I really don't get anything except wood and lots of alcohol. And that's because it's 55% as opposed to wine that he noses regularly at 13. And I did get some flower perfumey on the nose because that's what I do. I nose whiskey, not wine. But I still couldn't really detect anything. So what we did then is we poured some more. So now we're getting to the equivalent of an ice cube. And immediately Danny found flowery and actually nailed honeysuckle. That's very, very good. At the same time, that's not the description of Sassicaia on the nose. So what we actually came up with on that little part of the exercise was, nope, there is no similarities between Sassicaia and this particular whiskey on the nose. So we got to the taste. Initially, he had a similar reaction, and it's so funny, the longer that he waited, the more he picked up. And that's what I say with whiskey. It's not like wine. You have to take your time, put on some music, watch your favorite show, take your time with it, let it open up. Now once it opened up, we both got dark soft fruits, which Sassicaia is very famous for. And what I've always had to do with whiskey is you sort of get two tastes and you have to sort of wrap them up into one. So for me, there's still spice there that's not really on Sassicaia wine, but you do get those dark fruits, and I always say it's dark fruits wrapped up in spice. So you've actually got two things going on. But yes, we did nail that. And on the finish, you should get chocolate, cocoa chocolate on Sassicaia, and we didn't. But what I found interesting was the wine expert said it actually smoothed it out. It really, on the finish, made the whiskey extremely good and very, very smooth to drink. So I think we can safely say that grape and grain works, that if you can ever get your hands on a Isle of Arran finished in a Sassicaia cask, Wonderful, wonderful opportunity to try a different whiskey with a very different taste profile. And what I think we're going to do, and this is because actually Danny has tasted both the regular Arran and then the Arran in finished in a Sassicaia cask. I think what we'll do later in the year is we'll actually put the two of them together. We'll sample both, and that will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt really the difference between using a wine cask. So if you can, what I'd love to do is actually have this and a 2004 maybe Sassicaia. Oh, that would be wonderful. Till next time, check us out on whiskyace.com and Whisky Ace 1 on YouTube. Talk to you soon.